Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire
Clockwork!
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Rubik!
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Hello, I can hear you now.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Bat Rider!
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Generation of Dota players, right? He was the guy that pretty much showed off the Clockwork cog block on Dire offlane, where you could drag them into the trees and like block them in there. You know, along with Bo3, these two guys have like pretty much manifested how you play Clockwork nowadays. But we've honestly seen so much Clockwork the past couple of days in this tournament. It's hotly becoming the best hero by far. When you couple it up like Cloud9 did with Phoenix or Ricky, PD, oh no, Chip +4 have done that as well. They've run the Phoenix Clockwork Cog Sunray combo, and it's pretty nasty.
Maiden.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
He's been playing the CM and the Phoenix. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's been
10 seconds remaining.
Honestly, Yolo's been playing very well on these hard 5, kind of consistently not dying, not being in stupid positions and not getting caught out. And he's always there when his team needs him. So, the skills kind of transfer from one role to another. But yeah, I'm sorry, dude. It's not him roaming. Yeah, more likely than not. And they have the Rubik as well against the Clockwork, when he tries to play the kind of aggro cogs inside of the creep wave to push back maybe a melee carry or whoever's there. Rubik's very good at just, lifting him to your side of the cogs and trying to trade regen out of the offlane clock. But for PD, it was kind of nice to also see their, like, a moment of clarity kind of came over them mid-series against Vega, right? That they struggled against that kind of split push. They 5-manned heavily, but they finally kind of figured out, okay, this is how we defeat these CIS teams who Chip +4 have a very similar style to what Vega have. You know, they look for picks and then convert them into objectives as quickly as they can. There's like no downtime in between movements, just very sort of snappy play, and they're very good at sort of following one order or one objective. Sometimes that order or objective, you know, fails miserably and they all die and get wiped, but they're very sort of single-mindedly as a team moving around.
Radiant team pick.
Oh yeah.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I'm more interested in the Broodmother ban. Like that's basically a ban just in case Clockwork is a 4-role hero. When Mag is such like a stellar Clockwork player, unless Brood has been played mid or safe lane or something by Chip +4, but I've not seen it. I've not seen like a mid Broodmother outside of Baby Knight even.
Dire team.
So I am wondering like what the meaning behind that Broodmother ban actually is from PD.
Templar Assassin.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I guess that's a good reason as well. You can still look for heroes like, you know, Monkey King has been kind of ignored so far. Chip +4 could quite easily go for a Monkey King themselves, roam heavily into mid, Storm Spirit susceptible, you know, pre-level 6, especially against the TA. And having Frostbite or Crystal Maiden just, you know, smoke in with a Monkey King or even an Earth Spirit could work nicely here. Earth Spirit's probably even better with the counter initiation tools he has. Like if a Rubik starts a fight or if Batrider Blink lassos in, he can, you know, stun silence and kind of stop that initiation from happening.
Reserve time.
Slada.
Ooh.
Radiant team ban.
Maybe.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Maybe they come back with it. Maybe they do swap roles. Maybe it was just like a 1 series or like a 2 series thing where they put Furby on these roaming heroes. I'd love to see this roaming Slaughter. I'd like the Slardar as a position for a lot more and have the Clockwork in the offlane. But I'm thinking about what Chip +4 will want as their, like, you know, 1-roll creep hitting, building breaking, one-roll carry hero. They've played like Lycan in the past, but I don't know how well that fits here against, you know, Doom, Batrider. As turn rate slowers there from Sticky Napalm. Storm Spirit's relatively good because you lack lockdown outside of sort of Hookshot Frostbite. Back for the Sven that they've picked before.
Dire team pick.
Yeah. I guess if you're looking at that matchup as well, Slark could work nicely with a, you know, Dark Pact off the Sticky Napalm charges.
Remaining.
That's a pretty sick lifestealer band though. Like if you look at PD's Bat, Storm, and even Doom, they've got so much mobility and carriers for the Infest bombs. TA doesn't mind that much.
Radiant team pick.
Because, like, she'll pop Refraction, you know, jump into the fight with one Meld Strike, then maybe get doomed, but she'll already have her Refraction and damage sources out. Like, with TA, she's more of a burst physical damage hero, looking for the kind of one pick off and then run away, or continue the fight with Jug and Slardar. But Juggernaut does give you that building hitter, someone with sustain as well to take down towers, and it's actually PD that go for the Lycan. I like chip +4s a lot more. It's like way easier to execute, right? You farm a little bit, you get some key items, you push into tier 1s, and you just try not to lose the laning stage. PD, they need to like snowball on Storm Spirit to get Bloodstone Orchid. They need Lycan to get his Mask of Madness Armlet, take tier 1s quickly. Doom needs to find early rotations and needs to hit them as well. Like, he can't just wander around doing nothing. He either needs to like commit to farming or commit to like massively harassing the TA and chasing Slardar around the map. You know, there are lots of little sort of elements the PD need to get right, laning stage and mid game. You know, even looking at Doom initiations or Bat initiations, catching the right target at the right time is not easy. Chip +4 is relatively simple. Find a hero, dogpile on them, and kill them. Then take a tower. You know, like I was saying, it's the kind of systematic look for pick, get objective, and slowly but surely kind of grind away at your opponents.
And you know what else is great about the chip +4 lineup? They got Yo Slardar, baby.
They do.
I'm going crazy. I don't know. I usually don't fanboy over these guys too much, but it was honestly one of the best Slardar performances that I had seen on a position 4 role ever. And I'm hyping him up so much, and he's just gonna suck this game. I know it, but that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Exactly. Oh, Team Tower Showdown. I hope that they fix this before TI. I'd love to see the towers that each of the pro teams has.
Yeah, it works fine in like pub games, but not on ticketed games apparently, or not in private lobbies, which kind of sucks.
Prepare for battle.
Well, we're heading out across the map right now. Doom, Milan is going to be able to place down early observer ward. Does not look like CM is quite going to catch sight of him, although she might as she places down this ward. Now he's just outside of range, so we'll be able to walk away from that one. CM gets her ward down. Looks like the Slardar was also able to place one down here in the bottom lane, where it will not likely be dewarded. So everybody getting the vision down that they want across the map.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things is to kind of feel out where your opponents are putting their, like, 4-role heroes. Like, is the Doom going to be aggressively jungling and helping Batrider for the first couple of levels, or is he going to try and get a creep mid and roam there? So you kind of want that info, and that dire ward spots out the Doom. So they'll see him kind of moving around this top third of the map and realize that Yol will either, you know, play defensively here to look for a kill on the Doom or Bat early, or he'll just move his aggression elsewhere and try and, like, massively zone out the Storm, because TA Storm is already like TA favored slightly, at least levels like 1 to 4. Okay.
Well, and that's something else too. It gives a little bit more information for Mag that he might be able to play slightly more aggressively down here in bottom. Although Rubik is already a good answer to the Clockwork in a lot of ways, and having Lycan there, you're gonna have a lot of physical damage bursts. Like, a good amount of harassment's gonna come out, and a good reason why Mag ended up picking up that poor man shield early.
Yeah, PMS has become so important for offlaners. We've seen them, you know, tank through inordinate amounts of damage before.
Oh, this is a play right here by Milan. Look at this. He hides from the Slardar who's heading in, so he thinks that the courier is going to be safe, and he's going to go for a courier snipe. That was really sick. Tangoing the tree, and now heading in. Does he end up spotting it, though? I don't know if he's going to be able to get back in time. He does have boots. The run. He decides not to go for it. A little bit of indecision there.
Yeah, he was definitely hiding from the Slardar, but he doesn't even take the Centaur. Oh, he's found an Alpha Wolf, that's why.
Okay.
But he's not going to get the courier snipe. They had no vision of it. You kind of expect the TA to bring a salve, but maybe Milan just not thinking it's worth the risk.
Yeah.
Because right now he's basically invisible, stealing camps from the Dire so they can't stack, they can't farm this, and getting experience and farming himself in a safe spot. Like, Yol will only now realize that Doom has been farming their side.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard for him to come and contest this because of that Alpha Wolf. So, you know, a good amount of damage there for the Doom. If he wants to, now he can run mid. He's getting closer to finishing off the Windlace if he wants to pick that up as well, but still not going to have... I mean, do you imagine, because looking at this build, taking the boots early, I would think that they might be going for, like, Tranquil's Doom. Is that still good, even though you don't get the armor on it anymore?
I'm not too sure, even. Like, the movement speed and the HP regen is amazing, right? But not having armor is a big downside. I've seen some people go, you know, phase boots just to have the extra movement speed and damage, you know, for aggression. But I think Tranquils are still, you know, probably the best boots for, especially a 4-roll Doom.
Okay. And, I mean, then you can maintain your ganks through the area. You just need to make sure you're topped off on mana regen. Maybe you pick up a raindrop for that or something.
It's way more efficient when moving between lanes and moving between jungle camps, honestly. Being able to do that faster is a huge thing. I just want to point out, though, that Storm is leading in CS against the TA. Kaiser is, like, really outplaying Magical, and now they might even get a kill.
Uh-oh, diving in for it. There's the Infernal Blade. A little bit of a pump fake on it, but now Magical, seeing if he can turn this a little bit. It was a hasted up Rubik to make that play. Yeah, and that's something that we were talking about before. You were not expecting that this is a TA favored matchup. Well, what do you think it is? Just straight up outplay? Is, oh, Yo coming in to save the day. They are going to be able to find a kill onto Kaiser in spite of that CS lead. And Magical, no refraction for 8 more seconds. He is going to die. Not able to save him a second time there.
Yeah, I didn't see what the TA leveled up first, but usually you can get, you know, pretty decent last hits and Sideblade spill back onto the Storm Spirit. But it looks like Kaiser has just been shoving the wave into the TA, forcing her to, like, last it under tower, while the TA is kind of scared about where the Doom's coming from, right? So she's been playing passively. So there's a little bit of, you know, the fear of the Doombringer hiding for so long, and Storm, like, Kaiser playing well in this lane, combining up together. I don't think it's like a straight up, like, 1v1, you know, matchup outplay by player versus player. It's definitely like an element of fear from the TA, not knowing, like, if she's going to get ganked by the Rubik. Their wards are good, but, you know, the movement from PD has been pretty spot on so far.
Okay. Well, top lane, they're going in for the kill now on to 3-3. But of help from the CM as well as that Slardar, and they find the kill. But now Juggernaut stuck underneath the tower, drops the healing ward, in some trouble, is gonna die. J4 ends up punishing there. The healing ward will be able to keep these supports a little bit further healthy, but yeah, not what they wanted at all, losing their Juggernaut for the kill on the Batrider.
That's huge. That's their catapult wave. So with that kill, they would have wanted to, you know, healing ward, do a lot of damage to this tier 1, maybe even take it down to, like, you know, half or 1/3 of its HP. Have the next wave come in, then actually clear it up. Because that one kill on Batrider just opens up the tier 1 for them, then they can go back and farm jungle, and that entire cycle of actions that they had kind of planned, you know, a minute and a half in advance, all comes crumbling down with that good rotation from PD supports. Again, you know, I have to praise them. The Rubik and the Doom, it might seem kind of minimal, but there's been no redundancy. Every movement has made something happen, whether it be aggressive or defensive. They're just being efficient with their actions.
Certainly, and now they're gonna end up, it looked like they were moving a little bit towards mid, but then spot out the Slardar, decide to back out. They can still smoke here, and with the Batrider, I guess just a little bit faster movement speed to get towards lane, while the other two look for a kill. If they could take this here against Magical, it would really be a huge boon to them. Have the Hurl Boulder as well, Infernal Blade to break through those stacks of refraction, and, well, is this the TA answer? You just run at them with Infernal Blade.
Looks like it. It looks like it. But that's the thing, right? The two supports just appear out of nowhere. They just come in and kill. And speaking of kills, Garter has died to a CM rotation. So Chip +4 actually gets something for their troubles.
Oh, they're looking for the kill, though, onto Clockwork. They find it with the Fade Bolt. J4 diving deep for that one. It will reveal the ward, but I think well worth it for the cost to find that kill on the Clockwork. So J4, again, making big plays for his team.
Yeah, just look at how their Observer Wards are giving them so much more. Like, the Dire Observer Wards gave vision, but never gave good intel. These Radiant Wards are allowing them to gank, find kills, find pickoffs. It's been pretty sick, honestly. But Chip +4 still have, you know, the TA is able to go back into the jungle, farm Ancients, farm stacks. She's very good at coming back from lane deficits, while the Juggernaut is still looking for pressure on the tier 1 top. But Arc just needs to they just need to weather the storm. They need to farm up, get those key items. You know, the Deso TA, Juggernaut, get into his Mantis style Diffusal Blade. But I think Slardar Blink has to be the big one that they aim for, whether it be through fights or through farming.
And he hasn't been able to stay on top of getting to these bounty runes right on time either. Does have about 400 gold on top of the Tranquil Boots, but would love to be able to pick up a few more of those bounty runes along the way. As he did end up hitting a crush there onto the Doom. Both of those bounty runes get stolen, and he has to head back to figure out something else to do. But now with Storm Spirit, you know, having level 6, that gank is not going to be easy either.
Yeah, it's really not. You need this Frostbite to start being maxed out by Fervian, but level 4 on the Crystal Maiden, it's not too bad, I guess. The offlaners are still level 5.
Yeah, she's been able to get a lot done as far as like in the jungle and while moving around the map, still making plays. Normally around this time you'd still be stuck at like level 2 or 3 with so much movement, but they might be able to kill off Milan here as they are going to hit that Nova, go for the spin as well as the Frostbite, but this is a very tanky guy and hard to take down, and if they aren't careful, they have a hoof stomp here as well to try and turn this, as they are going to drop the Omni Slash onto Milan. Far too far forward. Now Batrider in trouble as well. 3-3 is in a hell of a lot of trouble, but they might be able to kill off another. They bring in 4 though. That finds the kill with the Clockwork. Arc will die, but everybody else gets out.
Oh yeah, that damage over time, Firefly, is pretty nasty with a Flame Break on top of it. Now, I noticed that Mag had a TP scroll and he'd hit level 6, and he was like immediately ready to TP wherever they wanted to. I thought they would try and, you know, look for an aggressive play with that hook shot, but the aggression came to them. Batrider and Doom thinking they had enough to take on Chip +4 near their own tier 1 tower with TP reactions coming through. And there was no movement there from, you know, Lycan or Rubik. They were very single focused on taking down the bot tier 1. Maybe if they dragged another couple of heroes in, or brought some bot.
Uh-oh. Yo, he does end up going for it, but J4 is going to die before Yo does it. Yo able to run away. The Wolf does finally take him down, but we have the healing ward here as well. Chip +4 Arc is in trouble. They find the stomp, and now no more healing ward up. No more nothing, actually, but the tier 2 tower will keep him survivable. In mid lane, there's more action going on as 3-3 is going to be brought down. Dove far too deep for that one, and Kaiser going to be forced to ball lightning away from this. Although, Mag going for it, has him in the cogs. Kaiser, all right, now he didn't end up going for the cogs play. Bottom, more action going on though, and they are finally going to bring down the Juggernaut, but now the Nova is there as well, and Magical has shown up. Yo is here sprinting forward, going for the crush, actually decides to not go for it, and that might keep Garter alive. Well, no, okay, he just walks back into the TA. In the meantime, Milan is dead. The Jukes are there, but so too is the trap, and will be a kill onto Garter. Have they left their TA to die, though? Now he's underneath the Batrider, and with the Flaming Lasso committed, just all hell is broken loose. What the hell is happening?
The Wolves! Yo, Lyrical, the Wolves are chasing the Crystal Maiden.
Oh, no. All right, good cogs play, Mag. Saving a buddy.
So this all started with the Lycan and Juggernaut having like a bit of a face-off, and Lycan just chasing down the healing ward, like made a beeline for the healing ward to take that out. The mid-fight, Batrider wanted to come and kill the TA again, but there were heroes behind her. So the like dual-fronted attack then all converges around the bottom Dire Shrine around the tier 2 area. It's just like ridiculous amounts of just forward play here from both teams. PD just wanted to calmly take the tier 1, but Chip +4, they're everywhere. They're TPing Juggernaut to fight, Clockwork's moving from lane to lane, TA isn't farming jungle, they're actually looking to battle and brawl in this early stage. But I still feel that, you know, they still lose the tier 1 bot lane. They're gonna lose this tier 1 mid. They really need to be farming on this TA a lot more than she is. Get that Deso, get the Juggernaut, just a Yasha even. Like, you look at their items, and all of this fighting is, like, left a mark. They might have come out even in the fights, but overall, like, economically, they're definitely losing.
Yeah, they need some way to make that work. And granted, you are keeping the other core items away from the heroes on the Radiant. Like Batrider, he's still, you know, about 1,000 gold roughly away from finishing off his Blink Dagger, which is, you know, roughly about the same amount that the Slardar is. So if you can shut down the offlaner in that way, it's not terrible, as we do have more battles coming in. CM ulti up on the high ground. It's hitting onto a hell of a lot of them, trying to keep Arc alive. Lycan diving for this one. The healing ward, the frostbite. He's still alive at the end of the day, and well, it does look like maybe Yo can run him down. He's still got no more shapeshift, and now the crush is gonna come. Garter going to fall somehow, some way. They take down 3 and don't lose a hero.
It is so comical watching the Juggernaut spin away with his healing ward, Rubik steal spin and spin next to him, but not able to kill off the healing ward as it goes like up onto high ground into fog. There was some really good healing ward micro there from Arc, honestly, which is dragging heroes around within the team fight itself. But a great turnaround by Chip+4, and okay, that team fight, it wins them a lot of gold. They're on the defensive this time though. They're the ones that are being run at by PD.
Oh, totally. But again, how much more effective would this be if they had like the Bat Rider there? It's sort of, you know, on one hand, if they're not bringing everybody to the fight, as they have been able to catch now, trying to find the kill on the starter, they are going to get that. Doom comes out now as well. Onto that, is that the Juggernaut who's getting chased down here? No, it's just the Clockwork. But yeah, no more spells coming out as 3 are going to die the other way. And that is a good amount of gold going towards Kaiser's Bloodstone.
Bat Rider gets involved, immediately 3 kills happen.
Right.
They had the high ground vision to see the Slaughter, and they just went in onto that ancient stack that he was trying to stack more and farm himself to get to his Blink Dagger. And Barrett just goes over into the shrine, lassos him up, draws a few heroes from Chip+4 into this fight that they should, by all means, be not taking. They've got heroes split pushing side lanes. You know, Juggernaut was pushing top tier 1, TA wasn't available. It was just the offlaner and support, so they got caught in like a full-on engagement. With Lycan involved now, maybe.
Oh, wow. 2 people caught now again in the cogs, and the CM ulti comes out, but Rubik, he didn't end up stealing the CM ulti. Instead, he stole Sprint, wants to try and get up close and personal, and oh, a disconnect at a very untimely fashion. Kaiser doesn't have a TP, though.
Look at where, yeah, exactly. Look at where Storm is. He's miles away. This is kind of awkward. Mag has no hook shot though. Milan and Garta look like they're about to turn and run away.
Yeah. We also do have Omni Slash that's off cooldown in 7 seconds, so that probably won't be up in time. I don't know if they can kill off Mag.
No, I don't think they can or should dive this at all. Like if Storm was there, Mag dies and maybe a +1 dies as well. But Storm needs to move over here sharpish.
All right, Chip taking a lot of damage, but they will kill off that Doom. Unfortunate. It's an unfortunate DC timing.
Dire's middle tower has been
I wonder like how long before the pause came in that he was actually gone for. You know, maybe 4 or 5 seconds would have made the difference for Storm to be in that fight. And then Mag dies, and you know the chain effect continues. They kill the Crystal Maiden. Storm just keeps finding target after target. Then they can single out the Juggernaut at the end of the fight. One unfortunate factor makes them lose their Doom and not gain anything, but it looks like they might find Y'all up at top.
Oh, wasn't able to hit on that crush, and now is going to be pulled back in and killed off. The Howl used, and the Slardar going to drop again. Oh, about 700 gold away from his Blink. He's been sitting there for a while.
Long-range lasso, though, right? That,
Yeah.
like, that looked... I'm
Yeah.
sure you should be able to crush as the lasso comes in with the ranges of the spells.
I mean, you'd think, right?
I don't know, that was kind of weird.
Let's see, it's a 350 radius, and then lasso is not 400 scepter range. That's what the scepter, it's that. It doesn't say.
Just like hover over the spell, and you can see
right?
the green circle of lasso is tiny. Like it's minuscule, dude. It's like 100 range or something.
Yeah, that's definitely weird. All right, well, regardless, Doom is down here in the bottom. If they happen to scan or just shoot the rocket foot, it's actually a very precarious spot right now for Milan. But won't end up getting caught there. And instead, they're going to make the move to come and try and, well, not defend the tier 1 towers. That's already been taken, but
Doom
I don't really know.
over 2 traps. Milan thinks he's okay here, but he's really not.
Oh, yeah. There's the Omni. There's the everything. He's gone, but you have Storm Spirit who's going to ball into this now, and Rubik has stolen Omni Slash. They take down Fervian. Can they find any more? There still is the healing ward going to go for the immediate spin TP, and they don't have the damage to kill him off. Heads up play there by the Dire to get out.
Yeah, only losing your Crystal Maiden and forcing out, you know, Shapeshift is pretty huge. PD just went all guns blazing, charged into that fight, expecting to get 2 or 3 kills even. But great spin TP allows the Juggernaut to escape, and now This is where things start to get interesting. TA has the Desolator, and this is kind of one of the big cornerstones of TA, you know, gameplay, is when you get this Deso, you can choose different paths to take. You can farm a lot more efficiently, you can split push waves and kill them off incredibly quickly, and of course, it's a great teamfight item. Applying that minus armor onto people when you've already got, you know, the Corrosive Haze from Slardar. Almost called it amplified damage there. I'm still trying to get around these new wonderful names for Slardar spells.
Oh yeah, definitely. Slytherin Crush was always that one. What is it? It's Guardian Sprint. Oh, what a game! What a name! Bash of the Deep. Oh Lord.
Bash of the Deep. Yeah, that's a good one.
Real quickly, so I want to talk about this slightly because Clockwork was dead as a hero for so long. What do you think it is that's brought him back to prominence? Because we've been seeing him pretty much every series so far, this Mr. Cat Invitational.
I'm not sure. Like, a lot of heroes that have vision elements have come back in, right? You know, Treant has come back, Nature's Prophet, Beastmaster have started slowly filtering in. Invis heroes have been the big one, Bounty, Ricky. Clockwork gives you an element of vision with Rocket Flare. You can scout Roshan from across the map, you know, you can look into places with Scan, and it kind of alleviates some of the pressure from your supports in warding deep areas so they can focus more on, you know, defensive wards. But I just think that it's one of these kind of cyclical things. You know, you go through trends in pub games and in pro games where people get used to the same pool of maybe 3 or 4 heroes and they cycle through them, you know, one by one. And all it takes is one guy in a scrim or one guy in one of his, you know, high-ranked pub games to say, hey, Clockwork is really good again. And then they try it, then they build it in, then another team copies them, another team sees that. It's like, oh yeah, forgot how good this hero feels to play. You can hook it, you can hook in, you can find solo kills, you can buy like a multitude of items, right? He's so open with his item build.
You can buy Midas. That's one of them. As Chip +4 Arc. Mr. Arc in a little bit of trouble, but Yo is there. The big blink connects on to 2 of them. Is it going to be enough? Clockwork is in as well, but they've already lost their Juggernaut, and now, oh, Slardar doomed as well. That could have gone better. That could have gone a hell of a lot better, but now Clockwork is in trouble also. They're going to have a flame break to push him back in. Mag going to drop 3 dead. It was looking like it could have been a turn, but it's never meant to be.
That went from bad to worse really, really quickly. TA not involved. She was still farming mid lane. Might even still get caught here. No blink yet on Magical, but his Ancient stack will at least get half stolen.
I think that's one of those moments too where TA is like, you know, oh, I got a DD. Let's go fight. But not everybody could be there in time. Just a little bit too far out of position.
I think that's exactly what happened. She was like, okay, I have Deso, let's go fight. I have a DD rune, let's go do something. And her team moved forward, but she was still farming like one further wave mid to keep it away from their tier 2. The instant aggression that came out from PD was, you know, 2 or 3 seconds faster than they expected from the Dire team.
You know, I'm looking at this Magical Yol combo also, and thinking about the way the next couple of minutes could go. If TA does get her blink done pretty soon, you get a blink in, crush, amp into immediate meld strike. I think that Storm might run into some issues here. Like, he has very little armor at this point relative to how much minus armor they have on their team.
Oh yeah, and take a look at what Mag is building. He's gonna have an Orchid soon. This is like, I saw this the other day. I can't remember if it was Mag as well, but I'm pretty sure he did go Midas Orchid against, it was an Ember Spirit, I believe. And the Ember Spirit was forced to go Manta style just to get away from it. So we might even see the Storm change back for, you know, a Yule Scepter, or think about that BKB just to get out of these initiations. You know, Frostbite, Hookshot, Orchid. They're all incredibly difficult to handle when you need to be this kind of elusive, maneuverable hero in teamfights.
And you know what else for Mag? He is a 50 damage talent. I don't think you take that over the Rocket Flare, but if you've got Hand of Midas, if you've got Orchid, like, he can start maybe solo killing some of these supports, or maybe even get close to it with Storm.
Yeah, and then you buy Maelstrom or something, and you just got like attack speed galore with Maelstrom, a load of single target damage output as well with the Orchid.
Yeah.
Blink Deso's here for TA. Now is when Chip +4 like really, really desperately want to find a fight. They want to find someone.
They just popped DD. Oh. Here it is. Drums is there for Doom, so like there's these little team items to help them out, but with, like you said, that Blink Deso, they also have CM ulti online, ready to go. She ended up taking the magic resistance talent. Let's try and stay alive against Storm Spirit.
Oh yeah.
Illusion.
Lycan even has a Solar Crest. Armlet Solar Crest is something that I've not seen too much of. Usually it's been like Mask of Madness, Basher, AC, BKB. But Solar Crest has become such like an amazing item, and when you're against a Mighty Armor strat with like heavy physical damage, why not buy an early Solar Crest on one of your core heroes? It's gonna help him, it's gonna help him take Roshan. Like, that's a pretty like, nifty pickup, honestly, by Gata.
I'm also watching this, and they need to find an answer for these Lycan Wolves. They keep on sending them out and just putting them on move command behind all the heroes, and they scout out every movement from the side of Chip +4.
Yeah, Fervian has the luxury of an urn, but hasn't been buying too many sentries to place around their own lanes. You know, they've been mainly centering to D-ward. But it'd be lovely to have a couple more in his inventory just to use when Lycan comes in.
Well, we saw that Bloodstone completed as well recently for the Storm Spirit. He hasn't been able to take part in a fight with it yet, and actually is gonna end up needing to come and rotate for this, because this is gonna be Roshan going down very quickly. They hookshot in, trying to create that separation. Milan is controlled. Now they jump into it. They want to kill off the Storm Spirit, but the CM ulti has already come down as well. A really good catch, and that's gonna end up being a kill on his CM. Already dead. This is looking terrible right now for Arc +4. Oh, baby, baby, baby. They did end up getting the Aegis for themselves, but not at all the way they wanted to go.
What an absolute mess. With Clockwork, when you get a hookshot like that, it's almost perfect. You've locked out the Doom, you've made sure that one of the Radiant team members cannot join the fight at all for, you know, 4 or 5 seconds. But the rest of his team dogpiled in. They all jumped in on the Doom trying to kill him, but he's still inside the cogs. So you've got, you know, the Blink Crush from Yol, put him outside the cogs. TA is still trying to battle Roshan and finish that one off. And then it turned into like a 4v3. Batrider and Storm both jumped straight into the pit, found the TA. Yol stuck around to try and steal the Aegis and fortunately succeeded. But the gold still went the way of the Radiant. And doing a team fight straight after, like, okay, they don't have the safety of Aegis anymore. Stealing is pretty big against, you know, a Lycan kind of push strat here. But losing the fight straight after is not good.
Oh God, and Arc, he's just dead. I don't think he can get out of this one. Maybe Storm Spirit's gonna jump. There's gonna be the pull, and yeah, now it comes down. Like, it just feels like sloppy plays right now. And now Yo comes in, save your buddy syndrome, but they're not going to do anything, and they're just going to end up losing 2 here probably. Arc gonna go down, and now you run in with the Clockwork. Maybe Magical can clean up, and no, the Omni Slash stolen from J4.
Are you kidding me? Again,
that
J4
was
steals Omni Slash, uses it when he's on like 70 HP to escape from a TA ganking him, so he like dodges out of her attacks, doesn't get hit, is hidden, then kills her. That is the most disgraceful way to die. Like, TA hasn't really been involved in too many fights. 3-5-2. Got a decent timing on the Desto, okay timing on the Blink. But from there, it seemed was way too focused on farming and being split from her team. Because it's not really been in.
And now you have the CM going to be brought back in to die yet again. Does get a decent ulti off. It about 3 times onto those heroes, but I don't know if it's going to be nearly enough. And now Magical controlled Ranet gonna get killed off. Storm Spirit does disconnect again, so that's something.
Cool. I mean, Garter has no, Mag has no spells. Garter has Armlet to toggle. He's got Solar Crest. The TA is melded. Have they got Reveal, actually? Do they have Vision?
I mean, Batrider is still dealing DOT, right? She's affected by Flame Break and Urn, so she's dead.
Okay, she's just mega dead. Cool.
Yeah.
So Garter just needs to run west and get the hell out.
Pretty much.
And he's already affected by Crush, so he's fine. He's not going to die, right?
I don't think so, unless Mag can do something here.
Oh,
he got it. Yep, nicely done. Pops the Howl as well. They turn to fight. Taking down more. Garter not at all afraid. He's just going to run back in again. And Storm Spirit DCs.
Like, at this point, the Dire is just going to call GG. Look at this. Arc is mega tilted.
Yeah, he is.
Tilted.
I think we need the Toby line. Who has the high battle pass? Come on now.
I don't. I have patience from Joe.
Oh, okay.
How
nice.
does that play it to you? Does it play it to all of the spectators?
It plays it to the stream.
It plays it to the stream. No, but I mean, in game, would it play it to the other casters?
No, I don't think you can even use chat wheel on this.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I can hear my...
You alt ping items.
Okay, yeah. Yes, you can alt ping items. And it shows to everybody.
And it shows to everyone, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear yourself. What are you? Am I bleeding?
A little bit. I can hear myself talking when you pop into it. I'm not sure if... Do you have me on, like, speakers just listening to my voice, or...
Oh, it's just bleeding out of my headphones a little bit.
Oh, okay. God damn, man. Those headphones. They're crazy. You and Nox, you guys love your headphones.
No, like, come on. I have 2 pairs of headphones that I use.
Okay.
One's like the noise-canceling Bose ones for flights and just traveling in general. The other's the ones I'm using now are the Sennheiser ones. Knoxville has like 9 different, 11 different pairs of headphones. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous. He has an obsession. But
well,
they're all very good, I'm told.
I mean, it's a better obsession than, like, you know, something very... Yeah, yes, it's better than meth, but less good than pancakes, you know? On the scale. Exactly. Yeah, on the scale. It's okay.
On a scale of crystal meth to chocolate brownies, he's on like a 6.
There you go. Like that. That's wonderful. Yeah. Changing from empirical to God, what's the other? I can't even do it anymore. I'm out of college. I'm not doing this stuff anymore.
From empirical to rational to metric.
I don't know. Yeah, metric or whatever. It is 5:45 in the morning, everybody. And Storm Spirit keeps on DCing. Get your stuff together, Mr. Kaiser. You already won the damn game. Let's see it happen. And they are going to try and, well, just ensure their retreat now.
They want to take a Rax for this.
Oh, yo, going in. Big spin. They're going to chase, though. And now is probably going to die. So, yeah, that hurts. Oh, maybe. Carter spun. He is going to die. All right, why don't you DC again? See what happens. All right, now the chase. J4 still spin. Now Fervian is going to die. Oh, God. That was the worst. And now Arc also going to die. Do you just GG?
Yeah, like, you should have GG'd during the last pause, honestly. It's very difficult to come back. I've been needing to sneeze for like the past 3 minutes, and it's just like in my, like, you know, it's in your nose but it won't come out.
Right.
This sneeze needs to leave right now.
Oh, Mag.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Nice.
He's just outside of range. They do still have, though, the hook shot and an Orchid. He's just out of range. They decide to not go for it.
26 Bloodstone charges. Orchid done on Storm. Feels really good.
Jeez.
So, Chip +4, like, the main reason they're kind of staying in this is they only lost their range racks. They didn't lose a melee one. It's going to be difficult in fights, but if they're able to, you know, like you say, actually jump in onto the Storm, immediately kill him, and snowball the fight from there, or even lock down the Lycan before Shapeshift, I think is a bigger one. Storm's going to come back to life so quickly, he's likely not going to be the main target. Finding Lycan with the Orchid hookshot would be absolutely huge. Then you can focus, you know, Omni Slash onto Rubik or someone, kill off one of their supports that's controlling you in team fights. But you can't just like all in on one hero, I don't think. You have to split your efforts. You know, Yol has to initiate on one, and Mag has to go on another. Because they need to remove, you know, one element of control and one element of damage from the fight, whether it be Lycan or Storm, or Bat or Rubik.
Yeah. Well, and I like that CM ended up taking that second level of ulti as well, because it feels like they need the perfect ulti from her, like you say, that spread out damage, but also, I mean, it's just so tough because like that's really where is their damage outside of the TA and the Juggernaut, and like the Juggernaut isn't even necessarily reliable because he can't stay on these targets and fights. And now Milan gonna break the smoke, but they are gonna run right at him, start to blow him up. They are gonna find that kill before they end up finding anybody else from the side of ProDotA. They can chase this though now. Blink Dagger's about to be back off cooldown. They have the Lycan Wolves there. They need to be a little bit sure, and they're doing a great job of blinking the Blink Dagger. Yo, now he's gonna end up being brought down, but now they get the Orchid as well onto Storm Spirit. They find the Crush. Isn't gonna be enough damage. They have brought him down. Magical trying to run away, but there is the Flaming Lasso down, and well, able to get away with the Manta Style. Immediately gonna spin TP. So they get out with 2 after they end up losing. Well, are they going to get out with Slardar? Yo, trying to blink away? It's looking pretty good. He somehow just barely gets out of there. Woo!
Is he free? They have no
nice. Run! All right, that was well played. He's gonna TP, flame break. Oh man. Yeah, and there's the Orchid. It could have been good, but probably if he just keeps running there, I think he's okay.
So that kill on Doom is like a massive false sense of security for Chip +4. Remember when I was like going over what they need to do in team fights and I didn't mention Doom once? It's because Doom doesn't bring a whole lot to the team fight. He's a couple of auras and, you know, a single target spell onto someone like the TA or the Juggernaut, but they're just going to right click you anyway. So killing the Doom there, you know, it gives a numbers advantage to the Dire, but PD still had everything they needed to win a team fight. They still had the ball lightning from Storm. Storm dies, but with his fast respawn and Bloodstone, it like literally does not matter at all. And they couldn't focus down the Lycan because they'd already used the hookshot and cogs to, you know, block off the rest of PD.
Right. Yeah. And it feels like maybe if you take that fight, like for how far behind they are though, it was about as good as you could have hoped for, right? Like 16, 17,000 net worth lead even after that fight. I feel like it's basically coming down to you have to always give up something, and the fact that at least Juggernaut got out at the end of the engagement, like he's building towards the Diffusal Blade. There's sort of a path back into the game for them, but it's going to be really hard if they need to pull that together over and over again.
Oh yeah, like that was a one team fight kinda by Chip +4, just the fact that they delay PD a little bit and Juggernaut gets out and farms. But that was like a poorly executed fight as well. Just imagine if Chip +4 like perfectly execute next team fight and they find the picks they need. They can definitely dismantle PD in a team fight. Yeah. But it's all about, you know, choosing the right targets, positioning, and also first contact is so huge. If you find a Doom, you kind of have to all in on the Doom and kill him, and then move on to his teammates. Like, that's not a mistake to kill the Doom, obviously. Yeah. Whereas if they initially see someone more important, like you know, the Rubik or the Lycan, finding that kill as your primary kill, your first contact into a team fight, like swings things massively in your favor.
Yeah. Also worth noting that the Vision game, I wouldn't mind seeing a gem picked up pretty soon. Have they already taken one on the Radiant? Yeah, they have. They have it on Garter. Okay. Yeah, because they haven't been able to shut down like this ward up here on the high ground that's been giving them good vision and allowed them to find that pick off on the Doom a little bit earlier. They need to make sure that they're staying up on that as the movement comes.
Also has a gem.
Yeah.
Both teams with gem at like the same time.
Bottom tower is under attack.
That maybe is setting up here for another smoke play. They have not got one, it looks like. Maybe they do on the courier? No smoke. So yeah, they just have to wait. But this is what Batrider is great at, right? Like, you jump in, you find one person, pull him back in, and that person might just be Arc, as he has been caught. They are grouped up now for a big stun. No! Yo, he got his Blink Dagger broken, though, by walking through the flames. Oh, and now that's going to be it. The Cogs are there onto 2. Fervian trying his best with the ultimate, but it's not going to be there. The Doom is there for TA, and GG is going to be called.
Yeah. Chip +4 like desperately needed to find the initiation, the perfect start for the team fight, but when PD are the ones, even though they were scanned by Chip +4 and rocketed, they saw it coming. Juggernaut still walked up to that wave outside of his base, which is like a huge mistake. Doesn't even like bother buying back. I think they'd been like planning the exit from this game for a while already, and they're sort of thinking ahead to game number 2.